Look at what Romans 4 verse 1 says, y'all. It says, what then shall we say was gained by Abraham, our forefather according to the flesh? For if Abraham was justified by works, he has something to boast about, but not before God. Already, we're getting context of Romans 4. Romans 4 has nothing to do with speaking into existence, but it's talking about the father of our faith, Abraham, and how he was justified by faith. It says, for what does the scripture say? Abraham believed God, going back to Genesis, and it was counted to him as righteous. Now the one who works, his wages are not counted as a gift, but as his due. And to the one who does not work, but believes in him who justifies the ungodly. Watch this, y'all. This is good news. His faith is counted as righteousness. He says, blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man against whom the Lord will not count his sin. The context of Romans 4 is the fact that even though we had sin, when we believe in the work of Jesus, God says, I don't see your sin, I see my son. And because I see my son on you, even though you're a sinner, I call you righteous. And see, that's why Paul says in Romans chapter 4, verse 17, God, notice it says God, not you, God quickened the dead. Who was the dead? We were the dead. And what's quicken mean? Quicken means we were made alive. God quickened the dead and called those things which do not exist. We were actually unrighteous. But because God has quickened us, because we were dead in our sin and dead in our trespasses, he calls us righteous. That is what it means as far as Romans 4:17. It has nothing to do with speaking things into existence. It has everything to do with God calling us out of darkness into his marvelous light. And that is something that we as believers can all share in.